Hi, I'm Heather Thurgood Wilmoth, and I'm an advocate for Huntington's disease. Huntington's disease is a terminal neurodegenerative brain disease that's like having ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's dementia all at the same time. And until recently, there was thought to be no treatment. There is no cure. There is a possible treatment. It just needs more study and that kind of thing. But it was on the fast track, for lack of a better way of putting it, with the FDA. And now the FDA has decided to kind of halt things. So a lot of us in the Huntington's community have been writing letters and reaching out to the FDA in support of Unique's AMT-130. And if you've seen some of my previous posts, you've seen where I have asked our family and friends and others in the Huntington's community to do the same thing. My personal connection with Huntington's is I'm a caregiver for my husband, Nathan, who has a CAG or CAG in the Huntington's world repeat of 46. Our oldest child from Nathan's first marriage was diagnosed with it last year in 2024. And we have a child together that is considered at risk. And so to kind of maybe help facilitate or give ideas or that kind of thing to others to write to the FDA, I'm going to read the letter I sent to the FDA. I've sent it to quite a few email addresses. Some bounced back. Some I got the response of the government shutdown right now, so someone would read your letter later. But this is what I sent to the FDA, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I do need to preface, like I do anytime I do any kind of a speaking engagement or video, that I never know what my reaction's going to be when I do these kind of things. So I may be good and I may not choke up or crack or anything like that. Sometimes I do show some emotion because I just can't stop it. And I always say, just join me for the roller coaster ride that is going to be the next few minutes. To whom it may concern, my name is Heather Thurgood Wilmoth, and I come from a Huntington's disease family. HD is a terminal neurodegenerative brain disease that is like having ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's dementia all at the same time. A Huntington's patient at end stage is trapped inside his or her own body, relying on the care of others, losing abilities like walking, talking, eating, and taking care of themselves, to name a few. My husband Nathan suffers from the disease. My stepdaughter was diagnosed with HD last year, and our son is at risk. I'm writing concerning the decision the FDA has made about Unique's AMT-130. I'm asking, actually, I'm begging the FDA to reconsider its decision to postpone looking at the drug and its benefits. I'm also asking the FDA to help fast track any drugs that show potential of helping our Huntington's disease and juvenile Huntington's disease families. Watching my husband lose his abilities and die in front of me is one of life's worst things to go through. Knowing there's nothing I can do to stop it, and there's nothing I can do to help our children, is even worse. My husband was a panelist last year with the HDSA externally led patient listening session with the FDA. In his speech that I read for him, because his disease is robbing him of his ability to speak clearly, we literally begged for treatments and help from the FDA. The links to that meeting will be at the bottom of this email. We feel like the medical community is giving up on people with HD. People like my husband, who's considered in mid to late mid stage of Huntington's. I understand that Huntington's isn't as well known as ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's and dementia and other debilitating diseases. We in the HD community feel like we're being ignored. These other diseases seem to get notice and possible treatments quickly, but we are left out in the cold. When something potential like AMT-130 comes along, it's like we can breathe a sigh of relief that help and hope is on the way. Where this treatment may not help my husband, we have 2 children, and that our biggest fear is them suffering this fate of Huntington's disease. As it is, our children are losing their father. I'm losing my husband due to HD. We have 1 child we know will follow the same fate, another who possibly could. As a wife and a mother, this tears me apart. We know what happens when we do nothing, and we just want the chance to fight. If my husband never got any worse than what he is at this moment, I would be happy. We don't want our HD families to have to go through the things that this disease brings. We are begging you to please allow drugs like AMT-130 and others available to the HD community at large so that no other person must watch their husband, father, brother, mother, sister, or child go through this disease. Again, we, our family, and the Huntington's community as a whole are begging the FDA for help in treating our loved ones. Thank you for your time, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And I signed it Heather Thurgood Wilmoth, and I left links to the HDSA externally led patient listening session that Nathan and I and quite a few of our friends took part in last year. I'll leave those links in the comments or in the post that I leave with this video. I'm just asking our friends and family to please help us out and reaching out to the FDA and asking them to reconsider AMT-130 and any other drugs that come along that would help our Huntington's community, because we know what happens when we do nothing. They die, and they die quickly, and we don't want that. I didn't wait my whole life to meet my husband, to watch him die, and I'm going to do everything in my power, because at the end of the day, I have to know that I have done everything humanly possible to help my husband and to help our kids. Thank you for watching this far, and I really appreciate your support. Thanks.